All right. Welcome back, everybody, to Lightning Speed Racing. Here we go. It is another race here in this league in the top division, Group 1. And for the first time since season number 1, we are here in Mexico City at that, for the Mexican Grand Prix Round 9. This is of the championship. You join us with about 15 minutes and 30 seconds remaining of the qualifying. And we're about to go racing here in Mexico, like I said, for the first time since season 1. So this track is called the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez Circuit, otherwise known as the Mexican Grand Prix, of course. 17 turns make up the 4.3 kilometer track. That's 2.6 miles for those using that format. And then there's also 3 DRS zones to help encourage overtaking for a round here, especially down the pit straight, and that's going to be the best place to make an overtake for a round here. It is an incredibly long straight. It's actually the longest way down to turn 1 for a starting of a Grand Prix. That's why the Mexican Grand Prix is always so intense at that start, because we could see drivers going 3 to 4 wide down to turn 1. But we, of course, have told the drivers to back out if necessary for the start of this event. So here we go, racing once again here in Mexico. In the commentary box, it's myself, Formula Jonah, and joining me once again is my good friend James. James, how are you doing as we return to Mexico for the first time since season 1? LSR is back with a 17, possibly 18 car grid for the race as well. But yeah, just give us all your thoughts on this upcoming race.
Hello, welcome to everybody joining the live stream now. Welcome all, and welcome to Mexico and LSR. And as you have said, first time back since season 1, which is how long away, Jonah?
Oh, at least a year, I'd say. I think the last time, yeah, it was November of 2021 when we raced here. That's how long ago it was. So yeah, 2 years now. 2 years. We're in 2023, and that was 2021, the end of 2021. So, very long time.
So far away.
So far. Yeah, for sure. And I think, if I remember correctly, the only driver that was on that grid that's still on the grid today, I believe, is Vacant Haddock, our host. I believe he was on the Group 1 grid. I was on the Group 1 grid. I actually got my second ever podium in LSR at that race. And I think that race was won by Forzan, actually. One of his only victories in LSR. And then the Group 2 race was, I believe, won by Troye in the Red Bull. That was the race where we actually allowed Group 1 drivers to race in Group 2, and that did not end up well, I would say, in terms of how fast the Group 1 drivers were. I remember commentating that race, and I was thinking, well, this wasn't really a good idea to allow the Group 1 drivers into a grid where they're a second a lap faster.
Yeah, that's sometimes never the greatest of options, but Group 1 drivers here are going to be very, very quick, I think. And it's predominantly just straight line speed, I want to say.
It is, yeah, it very much is. I mean, as we mentioned earlier on, there's 3 DRS zones, and one of which is that pit straight, which is insanely long. You can actually see it on our mini-map to the right-hand side of our screen here. It is incredibly long. We're actually watching Speed Queen right now, and she powers her way down to that straight, and she's actually gone P6 in that Alfa Romeo, and it's such a long way down to turn 1, and that's going to be one of the most pivotal moments of this race, is making sure that those drivers survive turn 1 and making sure that they get in a good position, because it's going to be so many drivers fighting for that turn 1 spot. Who's going to get ahead? Who's going to not get ahead? You know, what's going to happen in that first lap? I think it's going to be incredibly intense, as every single in real life Mexican Grand Prix is. But James, what's your predictions for kind of that first moment of the race itself?
First moment of a race? Oh, I want to say there's going to be at least 2 wide through the whole first sector, at least once or twice. So that is a bold prediction, but it's probably going to happen towards the back end of the grid, where they all tend to fight each other a lot more than the front runners. But hopefully we get to see loads of action, as I'm just watching Alexis getting very loose, just where Bottas crashed out in, was it What year
2019,
was
I
that
believe.
in? 2018?
2019, I think, because Ricardo grabbed pole in 2018, and Verstappen grabbed pole position in 2019, I believe. But then I want to say he actually got demoted because that was that whole thing where Bottas crashed down the final lap, and Verstappen, he was on a lap, crossed the line, but sped under yellow flags, and so he crossed the line in first to get pole position, but then his lap got taken away because he sped in yellow flags. I believe that's kind of how that worked out.
Yeah, I think so. If I remember calling I just remember the crash happening in that last corner, as that last corner can be a little bit tricky if you're gonna get quite loose.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, that's this track is definitely going to be an interesting one for these drivers to manage, especially through the S's, through that last turn you mentioned, the stadium section as well. There's a lot of unique corners on this track. It's a very fun circuit, I'd say, as well. I think they've really improved it from the previous game. On this particular game, and I think they'll improve it even more as we come through to F1 2023. A few things to note ahead of this race. There's a lot of driver switches. There is, of course, the tire situation as well. This track in actually real life is very high in elevation, so this really affects the tires, and I think they've capitalized this really well. In the game itself, and I think the tires kind of wear out a lot. So we've actually seen 3-stop strategies for round here since the race is 36 laps long. So yeah, we could see a mix in tire strategies here. Could be like a soft, medium, or maybe even like a medium, hard, soft. I've seen that as well. Kind of a weird one, but we'll see how that all works out, of course. And then I also wanted to mention thank you to everybody that's watching our live stream right now, either live or on replay. Really do appreciate you all coming in. And, oh, that's an Aston Martin going off the track. I believe that may have been SBS Moore on his outlap.
Ooh, yeah. I might be... Yeah, it was SBS Moore. So he's lost his front wing, sadly for him. He'll have to do another lap.
He will, unfortunately. Yeah, that'll hurt Moore's time, or Moore's performance, I guess. He is still P3 though, so good lap from the Aston Martin driver. And we'll talk about him in a moment. But yeah, just wanted to continue what I was saying there. Really do appreciate you all coming in. Send in your questions, your predictions, all that stuff in the comments down below. We will try and read as much as possible. Also, make sure to subscribe to not just see more content on Group 1, but as well our other two divisions of Group 2 and Group 3. They are racing tomorrow. Myself and James will actually be riding with the Aston Martin team, and we'll be looking to get a good result in Mexico. And then Group 3, of course. Fingers crossed, yeah, for sure. We got a huge championship fight in Group 2 as well, especially in the constructors. I was just talking with some of our other admins yesterday, and I was saying, like, my goodness, like, Ferrari now have a team that they're the team to kind of take this championship away from others like our team, James, Aston Martin, and Mercedes and Alpine, because we thought it was going to be those three teams. And then, of course, Ferrari's now got Tom, who's a Mercedes driver here, and then he's gone to Ferrari with Kruner, who was the Group 2 champion last season. So that's a super strong driver lineup, and Ferrari definitely going to be one to beat. But anyway, we're talking about Group 2. I guess we'll save that for Albrecht and Vacant when they commentate on Group 2. We got to talk about Group 1 because, James, that championship fight, it's coming down to the wire, I got to say. There's a lot of drivers starting to get a little bit more into this. You got SSL Mango getting that first win of the season. That's going to promote him into a position to possibly fight for this championship. But the one that's staying right at the top is that Alfa Romeo of Speed Queen. Speed Queen, phenomenal performance she's put on throughout this entire season. She's going to hopefully continue that throughout the rest of the season, and maybe she'll be able to get a good result by actually winning the championship in her first ever season. But James, what do you think about Alfa Romeo's chances of getting the Constructors and also maybe the Drivers' Championship with our very own Speed Queen in that Alpha?
They have I want to say they have a strong chance, but Tommy will need to perform as good as Speed Queen, which I think he can do it. He can be up there, but they are going to need quite a lot of points these next few races to be able to beat other teams like Haas and Ferrari, because Mango in that Ferrari looks he looks very troubling. Same with Severflare and Beatom in the Haas and Alpine. So they have a strong competition at the moment, but we will have to see what happens in the next few races.
Ooh, SSL Mango has just gone onto provisional pole position with a 15.5 in that Ferrari. Sorry to cut you off there, James. But yeah, Ferrari on provisional pole position with SSL Mango, the qualifying king, we have to say. Severflare in P2 with a 15.7. And then look at that grid, actually. That is a very close grid, especially for the top 6. Further down from 7th lower, it's a little bit of a not as quick times compared to the top 6. But look how close they are. Oh, has Jim's been given a 5th-place grid penalty for collision with SSL Mango? What has happened there?
Mango's... Oh, and Jim's left the session.
What has happened there? I wonder if that was a glitch, you know? Like, sometimes the AI takes control and accidentally gives it, and then, like, he maybe lagged out? I don't know.
That is... quite confusing. We'll have to get information on that for sure, but yeah, that's very confusing because I thought, I didn't know they were next to each other, but yeah. And
interesting.
Looking in the comments as well, Viper is saying we always have to promote your Aston Martin's team. Yes, we do. And Chimp saying he wishes he was here for tomorrow's race.
Oh, yeah, I wish you were here as well. That'd be great to see more drivers. I'm assuming he might be talking about the Group 3 race, although it could be Group 2 as well. Either way, we'd love to see more drivers on the grid regardless. So Tom is improving on his time. Mercedes in 5th and 16th at the moment. Tom has not set a lap time, and he's going to look to be able to improve. He's had some pretty good qualifying performance. The race finishing results has not gone good, and he's just invalidated, unfortunately. And that's the same place where B-Tom invalidated as well. It seems like drivers are getting a lot of understeer through that particular corner. I believe it is turn 12. And that is unfortunate, of course, for Tom, who will come into the pit lane. He'll have enough time, though, to get back out on track to set another final lap time.
We do. How much longer do we have? We have 3 minutes, so we do have we have time. For a lot of people, as some people are already coming out for their outlaps and getting ready for their lap.
They definitely are. Well, we will definitely see how this goes for our... Not Sir Vapor does spin off there. He's on his outlap, though. So, thank goodness. As Kendricks joins the session, that will be our 18th driver on the grid. Great to see Kendricks in here. Kendricks has a good shot at actually taking the Group 3 championship with Alpine. Alpine might be able to take first ever... I mispronounced. Alpine have actually taken a driver's championship with B-Tom, so that's incorrect. But Kendrick's looking to take the first ever driver's championship in Group 3, so we wish him luck there, of course. And yeah, we'll definitely see how it goes. So 2 minutes remain. James, do you think anyone can improve on their time and maybe go faster than SSL Mango's lap time? Whoa!
What is going on here?
What?
Who's that?
Was that Xiaomi?
That's Xiaomi, yeah. What was Xiaomi doing that for? Okay.
That's going to be some sort of ban of, like, qualifying or something like that. He's cutting the track here. I think he's trying to make it back to the pit lane. I wonder if he didn't see Vapor there, but you can't do that regardless, so he's going to get some sort of penalty for that. Not sure what that was all about.
Yeah, that's going to be... That'll be investigated by... stewards, but, okay.
Yeah, for sure. Not sure what Xiaomi's...
Not Monaco, Mexico surprises, for sure.
For sure, yeah. It's definitely interesting to see that. Not sure what happened there. I've got a feeling it wasn't intentional, though. Where it kind of looked intentional, I wonder if Xiaomi is just trying to get back to the pit lane, because it is kind of low on time. He had front wing damage already. I wonder if he just didn't see Vapor there. But either way, you got to make sure that you go to the track safely. I don't think it's allowed to cut corners, especially around a track where it doesn't really provide runoff curb. France is a perfect example of runoff curb where you can kind of cut a few corners, I guess, to get back. It's legal, I think, in leagues, most leagues, I think we allow it as well, where it's like you can cut a few corners like very lightly, not where you like cut the entire track to get back to the pit lane. I think that's actually a penalty. As we just saw, someone just improved on the time, and that was Tommy, the second Alfa Romeo, a 1:16.631, goes right ahead of Vacant by a few 100ths of a second. Ickel has retired in the pit lane, so he is done on his time. Same with Tom. Wow, simultaneously both Mercedes retire in the pit lane. Alexis Beast improving, but he's actually going to go into the pit lane. Next is, I believe, SSL Mango or Not Sir Vapor. One of the Ferraris. It is Not Sir Vapor. He improves by... I think he actually just improved on a time. Went 11th, so that's not too bad for Vapor in the Ferrari. Anyone else you've seen out on track?
Validated.
Oh, it's Sev!
Flare. Oh, so Mango's lap time was quicker, but he was 3/10 quicker.
Oh, that's Mango for the first time in a long time is not going to be on pole position. Speed Queen, meanwhile, goes third fastest, but watch out for B-Tom. It's not over yet. Seb Flair is on provisional pole position, but B-Tom is flying, especially in the second sector. He's got to ace this last corner, riding on board with the Haas driver. Can B-Tom take pole in Mexico? No, it is not. It's only P4. For B-Tom, a 1:15.576. Seb Flair is going to be on top unless anyone else can improve on their times. I think Tommy and Viperize are the only one else out on track to improve, but Tommy has pit. Viperize, I think, is done as well. So it is going to be pole position for the Alpine driver. Seb Flair takes pole by a 1/10 of a second to SSL Mango in that Ferrari, followed by Speed Queen, Beat Tom, More Games, Ickle Bickle, Tom Vacant, Albrecht, and the Jojo.
Yeah, about finally someone has beaten Mango, and it was by Sev Lafleur by about almost. What? How close is that? That's. I want to say a few thousandths, very close. And for once, we have the Alpine driver in front and on pole position. It's 2 thousandths. And the top 4 covered within 1/10.
Insane.
The closest it's been between these 4, I think.
How crazy is that? That is something to be proud of if you're one of those 4 drivers. Good showing from all 4 and the rest of the grid as well. I think also Ickle Bickle, I think he could have been up there as well, but he'll have some pace in the race, I'm sure of it. Also, confirmation on what happened with Xiaomi and Vapor. It seems Xiaomi did have, it was not intentional. It sounds like he was having some controller issues. From what it looks like from the chat description, although I don't know what that would be necessarily, but we're not going to go into further detail. I think the stewards will be looking at that one. Besides that, I don't think there's any incidents in quali. So, yep, we're heading into the race now. James, any final thoughts before we head into the 36 laps of the LSR Mexican Grand Prix?
I have not got any thoughts, but other than let's have a clean race, everybody. Let's not go too crazy, but I hope for a crazy race.
Yes, we hope for good racing, of course, but then also like some dramatic stuff that happens. You know, like I don't know, strategy goes wrong or something like that, or a spin or something like that that changes the whole event. You know. That would be interesting, of course. We want an exciting race, but also we want a clean race as well. So it's equal in that way. So anyway, here we go. 10 seconds remaining of the clock. The drivers are about to go down to turn 1, power the way down. One of the most intense starts to a race is about to begin. Here we go. Mexico, first time since Season 1. We're here in Season 4 for what should be an amazing race. The lights are about to go out for this 18-car grid, and... The racing begins here in Mexico. It's lights out and away we go. Seville Flare gets a good start from SSL Mango. SSL Mango gets a very good one though. Speed Queen is going to make it 3 wide. Down to turn 1 we go. The 3 are side by side. Taz B-Tom and Mora right there as well. They're almost 4 wide in the back. It's 3 wide there. Whoa, okay, a lot of contact. And that is the top 3 all going off the track there. Chaotic start for the top 3 drivers. They all just went super wide there. It is Moore that leads away, followed by Ickle. Kendricks now in 3rd. Crazy start to the race for at least the top 3 drivers. They just went all too wide there.
Yeah, it seems that everybody had just went way too wide, and Speed Queen getting a 5-second time penalty, but I don't know what for. More chaos at the back as Tommy has lost his front wing, but Kendrick's moving up into P3 and Moore's up into the provisional 1st place. So well done to him for keeping it clean, but not so great for Mango and his teammate Not So Vapor.
Yeah, really weird start to this race. I think that was 3 cars. They all should have kind of backed out there. That was drivers. What they were doing was just a little bit too much. I think someone should have backed out there. Mango, I don't know. Mango, that was 3 drivers: Sev, Speed Queen, and Mango. It looked like Mango kind of pushed off a lot of those drivers. Sev and Speed Queen were all there. I think one should have backed out or something like that, but Mango did kind of force a lot of drivers to the edge of the track. I don't know if he had the line, though. That could be interesting to take a look at. Very interesting start to this race. Kendricks on the back of Ickle Bickle. Kendricks right there in the fight. Could make it an Aston Martin 1-2 here in Mexico, which would be very interesting, especially since Kendricks was at the very back of the grid, and he kind of avoided kind of the chaos that started that. That was a weird start to the race. Definitely a weird one.
Very much so, but right now Kendricks looking good to maybe take P3, but I'm also going to say Ickle has got a bit of front wing damage. So he is losing a bit of his performance, but Kendrick's also on the soft compound tyres, so he will need to pit earlier.
For sure, yeah, he will. That will definitely affect his race once he does have to pit, but we will see. He still had a pretty good start there. Thankfully, Speed Queen and Seville Flare didn't get any major damage. It seems as Ickle Bickle is in the pits. What just happened there for Mercedes? He's got no wing.
That'll be for his front wing, yeah. So he's deciding to pit early, as I think this track, you need your front wing, otherwise you will be losing a lot of pace around this track.
So the entire top 6 are all in a they all were affected by that. That's Ickle Bickle, Speed Queen, Seville Flare, Mango, B-Tom, and I believe another driver as well, but I can't remember the other. Maybe Tommy. I can't remember exactly, but yeah, that's a lot of drivers
Tommy
involved in that.
Affected. Yes.
Yeah, and I think that was down to that entire incident was all the top 6 involved. No one else was really affected by that. I think everyone else kind of tried to avoid it, but that was down to the top 6. So I think they should have played that a little bit better, if I'm being honest.
We have a yellow flag in sector 1 and 2. That'll be for Not So Vapor.
Whoa, what is going on here? Oh, Gajojo is out.
Position. Oh, we have a safety car.
That's going to really help out Ickle Bickle.
Not So Vapor has been disqualified for being in a very dangerous position. What's happened to him? He's in a very awkward place. But it seems on his wheel that he's going much quicker than he has ever been before, as Kendrick pits from his soft tyres.
Interesting. Well, safety car is out. Kendricks and Albrecht now into the pit lane. That's kind of what's going on. A few drivers are saying restart. We can't restart. That's not really how it works. Gajojo has left the session, unfortunately. Vapor, want to see what happened to him there, but this kind of resets a few things. This might allow drivers to get back into this race. It's kind of a restart right here, I guess you could say. We're not restarting this race because that's not how racing goes. There's incidents all the time in racing. It's just you got to deal with what happens, you know. So anyway, more leads from Vacant and Alexis. That's the top three. Vapor disqualified for parking in a dangerous location according to the game, but that's a weird one. It seems like he got stuck, actually. So something happened to Vapor there, and I want to find out a little bit more what happened, because, of course, that's unfortunate.
News on Tom. He has floor underfloor damage, and he is losing about 5/10 a lap. So
not good.
And around here, because it's mainly just speed, everything's speed around this track. That is never good.
Yeah, that's really weird. And not good for Tom in that Mercedes. Albrecht, 3-second time penalty for speeding. Or not speeding, sorry, multiple warnings for cutting corners, it seems. So, wow, okay. More leads this race, an unexpected top three, but remember, guys, we're kind of in this restart phase where we get this opportunity for drivers that were in the top six to kind of come back through this field. Now, I think the biggest thing that they need to kind of like relax about, I guess you could say, is making sure that these drivers just kind of take it easy. Like, I think they take too much risks into turn one. The race isn't won on lap one. I can't say what happened though at turn one. It's just something that did, and it's not my driving, I guess. So anyway, more leads from Vacant Haddock, Alexis, Seville Flair, Speed Queen. That's the top five for this race so far. And we have two drivers out of the race. Jojo, what happened to Jojo? Did you see what happened? And did we say that and I just completely missed it?
No, I don't know what happened there either. But I want to guess it was a crash instead of like self DNF. But yeah, a lot has happened in these last 5 laps, but a lot to cover at the moment.
Yes, and I think that's how it goes in Mexico. You look back at 2017 in F1, and that was kind of a chaos start as well. You had Vettel and Hamilton making content. You had Verstappen coming through the field as well, and you had another content. I think it was Ocon and Alonso, I want to say it was, another incident with McLaren and Force India. So it's a lot to... This track is very difficult, I want to say, in terms of trying to avoid contact. But sometimes you have these tracks in Formula 1. Sometimes you have it here in the league as well. So we just got to deal what we got. So, more leads away as the safety car comes into the pit lane. Where will he go? He goes... Not now. Goes now, I believe. Ooh, he actually didn't get a good start. Vacant's got a great start. Vacant possibly in a position to take the lead of this race. Alexis Beast in that battle as well as the Red Bulls use the slipstream.
Even better.
Right.
Alexis has used his teammate's slipstream and jumped his teammate up start. This might get a bit feisty with these two Red Bulls. Alexis just being pushed out a little bit too wide and having to go off track, losing position to Seville Flair, and Speed Queen might be all over the back of Alexis, but Mango sending it around the outside, down the inside, not the outside, of Xiaomi.
Whoa, a little bit of lag on my screen. I'm not sure if you're getting that same thing, James, as a few cars are kind of like hovering back and forth. That's probably just me as Mango makes the move on Kevin Cal. Kevin down to 8th now as Mango's making his way through the field. That's Ickle Bickle round. What happened to Ickle?
But both Mercedes are around and without a front wing.
Is that Mercedes drama?
We have another safety car.
What? That's
How?
a weird one.
So both Mercedes loses their front wings because there's a safety car.
So I wonder if Tom and Ickle made contact there. If so, that's a Mercedes drama situation there. Speed Queen into the pit lane now, and Kevin Cal also into the pit lane. What is Speed Queen going on to? It is going to be hard. Same with Kevin Cal. I saw the AlphaTauri had hard tires ready. Oh, what's going on with Speed Queen?
Oh.
Slow stop there. Very slow stop for Speed Queen.
As both Mercedes drivers getting there from wings change. I did see Silverflare try and play the pit stop game where they get really close to the pit stop. Well, not pit stop, pit entry, and see if anybody's gonna jump in if they do not jump in. Trying to do the dummy. Didn't work. But second safety car within 7 laps. Very odd, but
the first one is understandable why it came out. The second one, that's just odd from the game. Really weird that came out. More weaving up those tires. It's good for Moore, actually. He's going to be able to kind of maintain these hard compound tires in a good window. Flare is charging through the field, though, so watch out for him. Same with B-Tom and Mango, and then Speed Queen and Ickle. Watch out for those guys as well. Same with Kevin Cal. Pretty much everyone, now that I think about it, pretty much everyone's going to be coming through the field. Also, quick note on what happened with Ickle. I think there may have been contact with Albrecht, possibly? Albrecht and Ickle may be contact. I'm not really sure what happened. We didn't get a camera angle on that one, unfortunately, but that's okay. We will see what happens later on. Of course, Ickle is our owner, and also our head steward. So he, of course, if there's an incident between Albrecht and Ickle,
so
won't be able to be involved.
Ickle somehow run into a wall.
Oh, so there's no contact.
Albrecht was saying. So depending on what happened after that contact with the wall, I do not know.
And just for you viewers to be advised, we're just reading the chat kind of thing of the Group 1. Oh, and then Viperize just mentioned me and said that Tom lost his rear in the S section. Okay, so Tom's incident was separate. No Mercedes drama. Toto is going to be happy. All right, so 12 viewers, thank you guys for joining us here live. We also have viewers, I'm sure, coming in for the replay as well. So hello to everyone here in the present day and everyone here in the future as well. We have more leading this race with a second safety car being called out for some unknown reason, seemingly due to the spins, but we don't know that for sure, of course, because usually the safety car doesn't come out for spinning cars unless there's a lot of damage to the track, like wings all over the place, or like there's or it's on reduced or something like that. We know it's not on reduced. Safety car in this lap though, so racing will get underway once again here in Mexico with 8 laps completed. And just watch out for those 2 drivers, Ickle, Bickle, and Speed Queen. Both are very quick. We know they are, and I think they're going to be challenging the rest of the field coming through the field. And then we also have to watch out for Taz, B-Tom, and then also Flare as well. I'm just kind of looking at the guys who are in the top 6 positions at the start in that qualifying grid. But James, do you think Moore is going to do the exact same start that he did a while ago, or not?
I think he will, because he actually had a nice start. Vacan's getting very up close to him, and he's gone. He's caught Vacant lacking 8 Alexis, picking up a place on Xiaomi and Silverflare. B-Tom and Silverflare going side by side before turn 1. Who's going to be ahead of this battle for P4 ahead before the corner? B-Tom just backs out of it, and Silverflare keeps on to P4.
Yeah, that was smart from B-Tom there. He knew that he couldn't go side by side with Sev. Sev's got the line. He's got it. B-Tom will have another opportunity to go for that move. And here comes Alexis Beast on Vacant Haddock looking for that move. A Red Bull does not do it.
Mango.
Remember, Alexis. Oh, what happened to Mango? Oh, Mango's making a move.
Sending it around the outside of B-Tom. Having to back out of that one. Sorry to cut you off there.
No problem, no problem. Keep the action coming. And, yeah, we will definitely have a lot to talk about. SSL Mango right on the back of B-Tom. And watch out for Xiaomi as well. That Williams looking really fast. And we'll see how... Oh, his Vacant has been given a 3-second time penalty. Not good news for his chances of getting a really good result, because that penalty will give him a penalty. I don't know what else to say. Now. Oh, you're right. Look at Flare, James. Flare is right on the back of Alexis. He wants that position. He wants P3. He wants to get past Alexis. Once again, he gets a little bit too much on the throttle there. You can see him kind of jerking the steering wheel to kind of keep it in control there. Let's see about the slipstream dome. Also, watch out for B-Tom, who is right behind. And then you can see in the background that scarlet red Ferrari is also a big battle, sorry, I couldn't think of words here, going on for P12 Speed Queen, Viperize, and Ickle Bickle. Speed Queen's trying to go around the outside. She's done so successfully. Ickle's looking for the move as well. Let's see. Viperize kept the position, so I think Ickle had to back out. That's why he lost a little bit of time to Viperize. Viperize has a lot of speed. He's trying to make that move on Speed Queen. There he goes, down the inside. On the Alpha, he's actually gone a little bit too deep. He's gone a little too deep into that section. Speed Queen has to take avoiding action there, but she's kept it going. She's still side by side with that Williams, but I think it is Viperize that gets ahead for the time being. She's got a lot of straight line speed, though. She's going to try it around the outside. Can the championship leader pull this off? Yes, she's done it. Great move from Speed Queen there. And now Ickle Bickle is going to look to make that move. A great battle forming now here as Viperize goes a little bit wide. Ickle's seen the opportunity. And he's gone for it as well. Viperize has been passed by Ickle and Speed Queen now.
This battle back at the front of the pack is within 3 times. DRS has been enabled and won't be used until the final straight, but 7th player making a move on Alexis kind of easy and does not even need to use DRS, and before the corner even starts. 7th player up into P3 and Alexis trying to get P3 back.
And remember, viewers, Alexis is just a reserve for Red Bull. He's just kind of here to race and have some fun kind of thing. Maybe get some good points for the Red Bull team here in Group 1. He will be joining myself and James and a few of our other drivers racing today's reserves in Group 2 tomorrow. Another factor to consider as well, with some of the drivers maybe not getting super good lines in the corners, or maybe they break a little bit too late. In other words, basically make a mistake of some sort, like the turn 1, is that we haven't raced here since Season 1, so it's been forever since these drivers have really heard of a Mexican Grand Prix in LSR, and I think for the majority of them as well, I was kind of talking with them before and kind of listening to their comments, they haven't raced in Mexico in a while, so in other leagues as well. So this is kind of a new chance, I guess you could say, for a lot of these viewers. For a lot of these drivers. But they're still pulling off some good moves. They've practiced a lot, and they should be able to put on a good race as they've been showing. And here's a good race we're going on right now. Vacant Haddock getting overtaken by Seville Flair, who's made that overtake. DRS enabled for the Alpine, and now Seville Flair is into P2.
Yeah, a nice move from 7th player, making it look easy again, and we'll be fighting now for P1.
He will, yes. That's good news for Seville Flair. Bad news for Moore. Whoa, B-Tom lagging a little bit there on my screen. He went off the track just a tiny bit, but I think that was just internet issues or something like that. Maybe on my end, I don't know. But speaking of B-Tom, he is right on the back of Alexis Beast. B-Tom down the inside into turn 12. We come there side-by-side. Clean racing so far between the two drivers. Yellow flag, meanwhile, that's Tommy off the track. B-Tom, contact possibly, maybe.
Yeah, it looked like he got hit from Mango from behind. I don't think Mango expected them to be as quick as Outbreach. Retired from the session, and another safety car.
Another one?
What's happened there and how? I'm just looking at Tommy's screen, and it's in a weirdish position, but as Viperize pits, and so does Tommy. So a third safety car.
Definitely a third safety car. I mean, it makes sense, but already another safety car. It's not fun, of course, for these drivers. They want to race, and this is going to throw the door open for strategy, I guess you could say. That's how it goes, though. I mean, some decisions from the game aren't great, but we have to deal with them. I gotta say, thank you to Tommy XXC in the Alfa Romeo for slowing down there so we could see our camera angle. I don't know if that was deliberate for us to see what happened to Albrecht. Either way, thank you, Tommy, for allowing us to see what happened there.
Yeah, I'm just looking at some of the comments. And I'm seeing Viprice asked how Not the Vapor didn't get disqualified and all that. But I think you already know, so don't have to say much about that. As Moore and 7th are pits. And this is the knock-on effect now, as everybody else dives into the pit lane.
And meanwhile, Alexis Beast has just been given a drive-through penalty. Not good news for Alexis Beast. And yeah, a lot of pit stops going on here. Vacant Haddock leads the Mexican Grand Prix for Red Bull Racing. Yeah, interesting. And Asset Masters has just asked for telemetry, so yeah, we will definitely put that on our screen. Thank you so much for requesting it. Sorry we didn't have it before, but yeah, now we do. On our screen, you can see what these drivers are, what their ERS is like, what their gear shifting is like, all that sort of thing, as race leader comes into the pits on lap 14.
So the third safety car in 14 laps. I wonder how crazy Group 2 is going to be.
I don't know. This is not down to like any huge incidents or anything like that. This is down to like, well, the first one I understand why that came out. That was an incident, and the second one that was down to just a spin of a driver. So I don't know why that safety car called out. If I'm being honest, that shouldn't have been called out. The second, or now the third one, I guess, the one we're on right now, that one was caused by Albrich's car. Spinning off at, I believe that's turn 15. And I guess that makes sense why, but I think it's just that extra safety car we got in the middle of the two that have really, like, told us that, like, why is there so many safety cars? You know, there's a little bit too many safety cars. As Vacant Haddock, was he looking for a move into the pit lane? No, he is not. He's staying out.
And don't forget, this is on reduced safety car, isn't it?
It is, yes. Yeah, it's usually these safety... Oh, go ahead, James. Go ahead. you were explaining it.
Yeah. So to get this many safety cars is mind-boggling at my brain, and I don't understand how, but we roll with it, I guess.
I guess. I mean, remember when Crossplay was happening, and then we had, like when, what was it? The safety car, this particular safety car, like when a safety car happened, it randomly switched to broadcast menu. Remember that? When, I think it was Group 2, China. And my point is that the game switched that. We don't have it on broadcast. We have it on the other setting, whatever this setting is. And the point is that I wonder if the game, like, switched it to standard and hasn't told anyone. Like, I wonder if that's the thing, or I don't know. Who knows with this game? I'm honestly kind of tired of dealing with all these glitches and stuff like that. Usually the setting would be on the menu of safety car standard. Right now it's on reduced, as James mentioned, and so yeah, it's a little weird, but yeah, like you mentioned, we roll with it.
I'm just going to point out Viprice has tagged you, and he's put in the comment saying, will I get these hards to the end of the race?
He's tagged me?
In the Discord. That's kind of a question. So, yeah, we don't know Viprice. We'll have to wait and see if you can. As Vacant, getting a weird line through that corner. But I wonder when he's going to go. Is he going to go now? He's gone now. He's gone a bit earlier than everybody else, and away he goes. Has he caught Mango napping? They're weaving on that straight to really get temperature back into those tyres and back up to racing speed. But Mango follows Vacant into turn 1, still behind him. Nobody making a move yet for a position as we look down the order, but Mango getting ever so closer to the Red Bull, so I'll have to wait and see what Mango can do against Vacant.
Oh, Moore and Tom, a little bit of contact between the two drivers. Tom gets a 5-second. I think he'll try and get that removed because that was not fair for for Tom. Contact between Moore and Tom there. Seville Flare up into 7th now, and there's a Haas, B-Tom, up into 8th now, so good move from the Haas driver. Yeah, pretty good start, I'd say, for Vaken. He managed that well. Now it's just about defending against the Ferrari of SSL Mango, who is coming through the field. Remember, though, Mango is on 15-lap-old hard tires, so the others will have a lot more chances of going for this win rather than Mango, who is going to have to pit eventually from those hards. Unless he can take it to the end. I don't think that's possible. 10 more laps remain. Oh, and Vaken has spun! The race leader has spun! On the exit of the last corner of the lap, Vaken Haddock, who was leading this race, has spun. He has saved it from the wall, I believe. Let's see. No damage, thank goodness, but that is not good for Vaken Haddock. Meanwhile, move for P6. B-Tom up into 6th now, as Kevin Cow's down to 7th. Mango takes the lead of the Mexican Grand Prix. Meanwhile, move down towards the back of the field, Tommy and Viperize. But, James, I just want to get your reaction there. What did you think of Vaken, the race leader, spinning off at the final corner?
This race is crazy. I mean, that's so unlucky for Vaken, as he was holding that lead nicely. He had Mango behind him, but he was still nicely holding onto that lead. But so unlucky for Vaken, and I think he will be annoyed at himself. But he will hopefully be pumped to try and get back up to the top, as I don't think he's even made his pit stop yet.
Yeah, I don't think he has, so that's interesting to see. He will have an opportunity to pit, though. Meanwhile, battle for 2nd position. Kendricks holding up Ickle, and while these two Astons are reserve, I think Moore may be a full-time driver for Aston soon, but Kendricks doing a really good job for Moore and holding up Ickle Bickle. Ickle's in this sandwich of Aston Martins, but he's not going to be for much longer. Ickle Bickle looking for that move as his teammate does retire for the session in the pit lane. Ickle Bickle down the inside. He has to back out, though. Kendricks has the line, but Moore is now there. Moore now has an opportunity to go for the move. Ickle just slides right ahead, and there's Seville Flare. Seville Flare, not one, not maybe two, actually. He might go for Ickle Bickle as well. Seville Flare, he goes around the outside of Ickle Bickle, and he's got the move. The pole sitter has got into 3rd position. Wow, what a chain of events happening there, and what a battle this truly is. 5 cars in this. This is absolutely incredible.
Yes, Seville Flare looking to make a move on Kendricks as well. It is getting very close to that rear end of that Aston Martin. He knows he can go and win this race and take it off Mango. But right now, he's got one car in front of him, and I think he'll be eagerly to be able to get past him as quickly as he can.
Ickle Bickle! What has happened to Ickle Bickle? Sorry to interrupt you there, James, but Ickle round at turn 13. Contact maybe with another car or the other. I wonder if maybe B-Tom hit the back of Ickle or Ickle hit the back of Moore. Something happened there. But Ickle is rounded. Not the day that Ickle would have wanted. It has not been his day. Sometimes that's just how it goes in league racing, though. You've had bad days and you come back stronger, of course. Seville Flare makes the move. Oh, sorry to interrupt you there, James.
I was going to say the exact same thing as you.
There we go, there we go.
And I think B-Tom also made a move on Xiaomi, if I'm correct, as well. So B-Tom back up into P5. Everyone's making their way back up through the pack and back to where they normally are.
And Speed Queen, in partnership, I guess, with that claim, she is making that move on Xiaomi now. Xiaomi in that Williams, trying to defend against the Alfa Romeo, who's on 5-lap-old medium tires. So is the Williams, though. Not a good day for Mercedes. Gotta mention that one more time. Not a good day. As Aston Martin swap positions, Moore and Kendricks into 3rd and 4th now, or swap from what was Kendricks ahead of Moore, now is Moore ahead of Kendricks. So Moore's going to chase down Seville Flare and SSL Mango. I got the feeling we could get a 3-way battle for the race victory here.
Yeah, do you think that was a strategic call from the Aston Martins, as Kendricks knows that his teammate is a bit quicker, and B-Tom on the back of Kendricks already, and I think he's going to have a look down the inside. He's going to send it down the inside, but Kendricks staying up in P4 still, but there's still one more DRS zone to go for Beatom, and he gets a really nice exit out of turn 3. And Kendrick's still staying on that inside line, trying to not back out of that move, but Beatom making up the place and up into P4.
Really good clean racing between these two drivers in that whole part of the lap. Beatom, really nice move there to get up into P4, and Kendricks played it well to just slot into P5, but also try and challenge Beatom as well. I think he's struggling with those mediums. He is on 16 lap old tires, and you could see him, like Stebbleflare was right behind, and he kind of had to brake because Kendricks had to brake because those tires aren't just working. They're getting... he's having a lot of understeer. I think that's what we're going to encounter in the Group 2 race, and in Group 3 as well, is the understeer. That's going to be so much of an issue throughout this race, and I wouldn't be surprised if Kendricks comes into the pit lane this lap or the next.
Yeah, Stebbleflare as well, slowly closing in on that gap to Mango. It's gone down 5/10, so that is rapidly coming down few hundredths, not thousands, every lap. So we'll have to see what they can do in a few laps time. But Beatom on the back of Moore now.
Yeah, Beatom coming through the field now, and he's now looking to take the fight to Sev, Mango, Moore, all these guys. And we'll see if he's going to be able to do that. Another driver to watch out for is Speed Queen. We know that she can surprise a few when it comes to being in that battle and just consistently staying there. She's gone incredibly well throughout the remainder, or through the past performances of the season. And likewise, we see she gets up into P5 as we were talking about the Alfa Romeo driver. She's up into 5th ahead of Kendricks. And Shahomi's now going to look for them to make that move. Is Vacant Haddock, or that's... who's... yellow flag possibly? Is that Vacant, or is that another driver? Jim is back in the car, and he's looking to make the move on Vacant Haddock, the sole McLaren in this race. And Jim will actually have to back out, so he's not going to make that move. As SSL Mango, race leader, into the pit lane. Are you seeing this, James?
Yeah, I think that is his first stop of the race, and I think everybody else has already stopped. But Mango putting the mediums back on again, unless he already has. I can't remember, so I will check that now. He has not, so that is his first stop of the race, and I don't know if that is such a good idea when we already had the 3 safety cars, but we'll have to see what Mango can now do from the back of the grid.
We will definitely see the number 8 car is into the pit lane, so yeah, hope the best for SSL Mango, of course, in that Scuderia Ferrari car. So while the 8 comes into the pit lane, the 13 Mercedes, Ickle Bickle in that car, P7, he's making his way through the field, and that's something that Ickle is really good at, is recovering after like, I don't know, something that happens or something like that, like a pit stop that goes wrong or spin or something like that. He's able to recover really well and get into a good position. Already into P7, he is on 15 lap old hards, but he will most likely take those to the end of the race. Wouldn't you agree, James? I mean, those hards should technically go to the end?
Technically, I believe they should go to the end, but we'll have to see what they can do. As we see, who hasn't stopped? Vacant has not stopped yet, so that's going to be an interesting one.
I can't believe he's taken those mediums 22 laps and he's still able to keep up with the rest of the field. Meanwhile, Shahomi and Kevin Cal having a good battle here for 8th, it seems. Williams is up into 8th now. Kevin into 9th, and there goes Vacant. He's in P10.
Morris is in a really good position to win this race at the moment, because looking at the penalties, someone has requested to see what the penalties are. Everyone's on a 3-second time penalty, but Viprice and Alexa's on 6. And if Moore stays within 3 seconds of Stebbleflare, he could win this race.
For sure, yeah, he could definitely win this race. This is big news for more games. But look at, I have to bring in another factor to consider. Beatom is right on the back of more games, and Beatom, let's just take a look at tires real quickly. He's on the same lap old tires as Moore, so he's going to be on similar pace. And I think he's got a really good shot at winning this one as well. Ickle Bickle getting past Tommy there. Tommy down to 7th now. They also got penalties just a while ago, so that'll put them down the grid just a tiny bit. Kendrick's going to lose a little bit of time, I think, to Ickle now. Ickle's going to start chasing after, and I think if he can get a top 5, I think Ickle will be happy. He's got Tommy right behind him, though. That Alfa Romeo charging round the outside of the Mercedes. The Ferrari power is coming in use for Tommy. Ickle's fighting this one, though, as they come. Oh, and there's contact! Is there contact, or did Ickle spin?
I have no idea. I was on board with, well, I wasn't on board, but I had a view of Tommy's car, but I don't think there was contact, but we'll have to wait and see what happens there. But Tommy, I think he just had the better line. Let's go on.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't going to say anything. You can continue.
Unless there was contact with the front 2 wheels, I don't see how he would have spun other than that initial contact.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I don't think Tommy did anything wrong there. It seems like I wonder if Ickle lost the car at the back end. I think that must have been the case. As there goes SSL Mango looking for a move on Vacant Haddock. The Ferrari is right on the back of the Red Bull, and massive change in mediums as Mango is on 2 lap old. Vacant is on 23 lap old mediums. So significant change there.
Vacant dives into the pit. So do you think anyone else will be pitting for the pits anytime soon? Because some of these medium tyres may not last the end, as Viper is making a move on Jim, and I think Viper will have the inside line for the next corner. There's a little bit of contact, I believe. But Viper is still there with him. They'll both have DRS, so they're both helping each other try and make a move.
That worked out good, I guess. That was all good. And actually, we had a battle going on between both Williams drivers. Xiaomi getting past Tommy there. So Tommy down to 7th now. Xiaomi up to 6th. Going back to your question on strategy and who's going to pit as SSL Mango gets past Kevin. SSL Mango really flying that Ferrari. I think Kendricks will come into the pit lane. I think he's going to pit for the softs. Although he has started on the softs, so he's got to have like a... Oh, he actually didn't participate in qualifying, so he might have an extra pair of soft tires. So Kendricks definitely come into the pit lane, I think. I don't think he can make him another 10 laps on those mediums. I mean, you saw Vacant. He was struggling quite a bit on those 23-lap-old mediums. Kendricks is about to cross the line, and he's now got 22-lap-old mediums. So, yeah, this isn't really great for Kendricks. I think he's going to have to come into the pit lane.
He's in a great spot, though, because I think all the other people out right now will have to pit again because some of his tires.
Hold up a second. Tommy and Mango, contact there between the 2 drivers. Sorry to interrupt you there, James. Tommy and Mango. I was right on board with Mango at the time, and it seems like Tommy moved a little bit to the right, and Mango was hit into the wall there. Nothing Mango could have done there. I think that may be on Tommy, but I'm not really sure. Sorry to interrupt you there, James. But yeah, that was really odd. I'm not sure what happened there. I wonder if that was
the replay. Yeah, that does seem to be Tommy, but Mango getting lucky, I want to say, with only a front wing, and we have a safety car. So everybody will be pitting now. And as you said, Kendricks, with this fresh set of softs, is going to be the best person here to maybe win.
Well, hold on a second. Why does the safety car come out? And Tommy's showing his appreciation, or sorry, not appreciation, but his apologies, I guess you could say, to Mango, letting him pass there, saying like, sorry kind of thing. I wonder if that was what was going on there, but a lot of drivers into the pit lane now, and I guess I have to further ask the question, what is going on with these safety cars? That was called out for literally no reason. I saw no crashes on screen, unless that was a very delayed safety car for the contact that happened with SSL Mango and Tommy. If that's the case, even that, there was no crashes, just a wing. So it's like the safety car is on standard, but what we know it's on reduced. So this is really, really odd. I'm not sure why another safety car has come out again.
Yeah, I don't really understand, but I mean, okay, if it's gonna cause a lot more racing, because this is a weird one. Seven Flare on the softs, Moors on the mediums, Beat on mediums, Jim in there up in P4 on the hard tyre compound, and Speed Queen on the mediums, and Kendricks on the mediums.
Interesting. I think he didn't have another set of softs there, so I guess makes sense. Mango on softs. This has really helped out a lot of drivers, wouldn't you say? I mean, like, everyone has a restart chance to get a good result here.
Yeah, this has really helped a few people like well, not exactly Mango, but it has helped him try and at least get some points. He's now on the soft tyres, so he is quicker. He'll be quicker than other people around him, but we'll have to wait and see what he can do.
Jim as well on hards, 13-lap-old hard tires for Jim in that McLaren. He's going to be struggling compared to the others that are on pretty much fresh new tires. Another driver will kind of watch out for losing a position or two, maybe Speed Queen. She's on 6-lap-old mediums compared to the others. Although she is able to capitalize on tire issues really well. Tommy says, I misjudged where Mako was. I went to the right to cover him off, but I didn't see the proximity arrow. I can't see the rest of the comment. Hold on. Give me one moment. I didn't see the proximity arrow red because of my halo. Oh, okay. So that's definitely not intentional from our dear friend Tommy. Yeah, that was, seems like it was just an accident of some sort. And another thing as well is that, James, I'm sure you caught this as well. The halo is red and the proximity arrow is red. So that may be...
sometimes I don't like it if I'm in a red car because it is so hard to tell sometimes. Because it is the same colour red, and sometimes it's like, no, you're not allowed to see this.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
So hopefully in another F1 game they do change it, or cars just are not red other than Ferrari. You can keep yours red.
I was going to say, like, maybe a yellow proximity arrow would be okay, maybe a white proximity arrow. Although the white would really not be good if you're driving a Haas or an AlphaTauri. So probably not white. I think yellow would be okay because there's literally no other car that is yellow. The only car that might be hard to see the proximity arrow is if you're driving a McLaren, which is an orange. It's kind of got that same kind of color. So maybe that, but I don't know. It's a unique circumstance there, but it seems like it's all good between the two. They're in points scoring, or they're going to be in point scoring position with the tires that they have. So it's all good. It's all good. So racing is underway. James, any final thoughts before we get this likely the final safety car before the end of the race? Any final thoughts?
Let's have some clean racing, lads.
Fully agree with that.
And Seventh Layer is off, and SBS Moors is getting caught napping, and B-Tom all over the rear end of SBS Moors and Seventh Layer trying to get heat into those tyres, and B-Tom I think is going to send it down the inside on Moors, and he is up into P2. So B-Tom now looking to win this race.
Yeah, B-Tom's got a really good opportunity to do this. 3 seconds is the penalty for Sevaflare. Although Sev's got that soft compound tire, he's going to be really quick at this stage. But if B-Tom can just stay with him, he will... Oh, whoa! Mango getting very close to Ickle there. Thank goodness no contact was made between the two drivers. But yeah, B-Tom, he's going to be on fast tires when it comes down to the end of the race. I saw a comment coming in saying the mediums will be very fast towards the end of this race, and fully agree with that. It'll be interesting as Kevin Cal, a little slow on the exits. I think Ickle Bickle is just looking to make that overtake. He's got a good exit. Mango's there as well, so watch out for this. There goes Mango. Mango's got the move on Kevin Cal as well. And they've both moved up into 8th and 9th. Good work between the two drivers. Alexis Beast and Tommy going a little bit wide. There's a yellow flag. I think that's Viperize going off the track. Not good news for Viperize in that Williams car. Sevaflare, meanwhile, says the fastest lap of the race as we start lap 30 out of 36. Can Sevaflare win? Will it be B-Tom? Will it be more games? Will it be anybody else? This is some crazy end to the race. A very intense one as well as we look at this battle for P4.
Yeah, this battle for This battle is now for P3 and Speed Queen, sending it down the inside on Jim, just not being able to take the position yet, but we'll have another go into turn 4 and 5, but we'll have to wait and see what she can do. But everyone else is going to have her slipstream as well, but Speed Queen sending it down the inside again. Is she going to get the position now? But Jim on those hards, fighting very well, but Kendrick's moving up past both of them and up into P4.
What a move from Kendricks there. I was on board that. That's fully going in the final moments of a season. That was incredible from Kendricks. Switchback maneuver and very well executed. That is amazing. So well done to Kendricks there.
Just dropped down to P7 as well after Ickle getting involved in that action, but gets a 3-second time penalty. But
oh, he does.
Ickle making up some good moves. Mango making up another move on Speed Queen. So Speed Queen down to P8 in only a few corners.
Another great move from SSL Mango, and watch out for Alexis Beast trying to make a move on Kevin Calla as well. Alexis has made the move, and here comes Vacant Haddock as well. Massive battle going on here for P5 at the moment. There goes Ickle. Here comes SSL Mango as well. SSL Mango trying to make it 3 wide. They're going to go 3 wide. Down to turn 1 we go. Jim has to back out, and Mango's made the move. 2 and 1. Well done from SSL Mango, but Ickle Pickle's coming back. The Mercedes driver trying to get past that Ferrari, but Mango's got ahead. Good move from the pair drivers, and Jim looking to re-overtake, but he just doesn't have enough tire grip compared to Ickle Pickle. So Ickle back into P6 now. Also, I was requested to show the the ERS data between BTOM and Sevaflare. Let's take a look. BTOM, 54% ERS. Sevaflare, the same. Almost the exact same ERS, so that's how close these drivers are. And another thing as well to mention, and James, I'm sure you'll mention this as well if we get an opportunity. These drivers, they practice together. I mean, you and me practice together in Group 2 as well. A lot of our drivers in Group 2 practice together. Group 1 drivers, they practice together. So they kind of get to know each other, and they get to know like who runs what, how they kind of run things. And so that's kind of why we're going to see similar time, similar ERS management, similar tire management as well. So just wanted to point that out real quickly.
Yeah, we all practice together, and it gets everyone together and learns everybody. But Mango making up a move into P4, whilst Alexis up into P7. Speed Queen trying to still get by the McLaren of Jim, and she cannot make it yet.
Yeah, Speed Queen's lost a lot of time. I think this is down to her tires. She's got 11 lap old mediums, and everybody else is on either like really fresh softs or on newer mediums. So I think right now it's not going to work out for Speed Queen. Although towards like the next lap, maybe the lap after, you're going to see a lot of these drivers on the soft tires starting to struggle. I'm looking at like Alexis Beast, maybe SSL Mango, Sevaflare even. I think they're going to struggle as Speed Queen looking for the move to the inside. Wow, what a move from the championship leader. Speed Queen up at 8 now. Jim struggling. You can see in the background with those tires. And now here comes Vacant Haddock and Shahomi Vacant going around the outside. Here goes Shahomi as well. They both go wide, actually. You can see understeer really affecting these drivers into that particular turn. It is just a very difficult turn to manage. But yeah, wasn't that a great move from Speed Queen, James?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think she definitely needed that, as she is the championship leader. So we'll have to wait and see what else she can do. She has DRS behind Alexis Beast. Is she going to make a move? She's going to look around the outside. But Alexis staying ahead just one more time. So we'll have to wait and see what these two can do. The Red Bull on the mediums, the Alpha Male on the softs.
And this battle will continue on, yep, for sure. And I want to take a look at the top 3. This is getting really close, James. Look how close Sevaflare and BTOM are in terms of the time of finishing race. And what I mean by that is that Sevaflare has that 3-second time penalty, and so this means BTOM will finish just a 10th behind. If he can gain a 10th or 2, and he's got the race win. And that, of course, if he finishes there. So he's got 3 laps remaining. What's happened back there in the background?
Tommy's retired in the background, and someone's gone off. Safety car.
What? Another safety car?
Safety car with 4 laps to go? I'm sorry, what? This is literally blown Sever Flair's win.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, what the heck? This has totally screwed him. Unless you can get that 3-second removed.
Who's gonna win this? B-Tom or
Oh my
SBS More or anybody else? This is up for anybody else without the penalty.
Oh my goodness, this is devastation for Seville Flair. The Alpine driver has just lost the race victory because of the safety car calling out. That's no fault of his own, and that's just down to I don't know. That's down to the game, I guess. Calling out that safety car, and super unfortunate to see. Tommy says he got too much on the curb. DNF for him. Unfortunate to see that. But this is going to be really weird. B-Tom, Moore, that's the battle for the race victory here. They have no penalties at the current moment. B-Tom, the safety car will go in this lap. It has to, right? I mean, like, we can't go anymore.
This lap or next lap. Like 2 laps of racing, no DRS, just pure speed. These tires should last, hopefully. For some people, this is really good. For others, like Speed Queen and safety car in this lap. So, okay, what is going on?
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. This is just gonna be crazy. Safety car in this lap. And also, by the way, guys, this is kind of like the only issue where we've had safety cars consistently showing up on reduced. We've never had this problem.
One thing.
Go ahead.
Speed Queen is just catching up to the pack now. There's carnage in the back. 5-second time penalty for Ickle. But Speed Queen is actually getting really lucky from this. Sever Flair goes now. He's gone earlier. B-Tom and SBS Moores almost caught napping, but B-Tom being attacked by the Aston Martin, and I think this one's going to be very close. But Ickle also on the attack. They're going about to go 4 wide almost there as the other Aston Martin comes in, and Seville Flair's lost it.
Seville Flair has lost it. Yeah, what's happened to Seville Flair, the race leader? And he's left the session. Oh my goodness, this is the 3rd time where Seville Flair has lost the race victory or the race lead on the final 3 laps of the race. There's another incident further up the order there. Wayne off the track. B-Tom leads, followed by Moore, followed by Ickle. Jim might get a podium here. Unless SSL Mango can get here. Also, watch out for Speed Queen. She might be able. Yeah, she's got no penalty. She's got no penalties. She could get this.
Shahomi's not got a front wing. Ickle has not got half his front wing. B-Tom and Moores are absolutely charging ahead, battling each other. This is the last lap going to be, and this is absolutely carnage. It was more people getting more penalties. But right now, B-Tom looking to win this race, and Moores is close to him. But can Moores close that gap and pass him very quickly?
Moore has been here for 4 seasons in LSR, has never achieved a race victory. He did achieve a few podiums. Last podium, I believe, was Saudi Arabia back in Group 2 of Season 2. More games is P2 at the moment, 4/10 separated B-Tom. He's gotten a really good exit out of Turn 3, although B-Tom might just be able to keep this one. This will be B-Tom's 2nd win of the season if he grabs this. Moore, of course, this is his 1st win if he grabs this. And what a comeback story this is going to be for SBS Moore, if he can even finish on the podium. Oh, he loses the car.
It's chaos.
Oh, what's down the back of the order?
Ickle.
Chaos.
I don't know what's happened to Mango and Ickle, but Ickle losing out and crashing out. Speed Queen moving up into P4. So this is an automatic podium for Speed Queen.
Absolute drama on the final lap. Absolute drama throughout this entire race, I gotta say. It's been chaos. That's sometimes how it goes, though. B-Tom has capitalized on that. Where at the start of this race, he said that he wasn't super confident in the car. It doesn't matter now because he's actually got confidence in that car. He has taken it to the flag. He's gonna take it at first. B-Tom wins the Mexican Grand Prix. Takes victory here in Group 1 for the 2nd time this season. SBS Moore has actually crashed out on the start-finish straight. I'm assuming on purpose. goodness, that's the way to end it off. More games. What a return for him. He's going to be finishing in P2. And what is going on here with all the cars spinning off here? Wow, wow, wow. Championship leader Speed Queen in third. An impressive return to the podium. But oh my goodness, what a race that was. Driver of the day goes to the newly McLaren driver, Jim 111. Wow, B-Tom on top for Haas F1 team here in Mexico. But I gotta ask the question, James, what has just happened? What has just happened in this race?
I have no idea, but that was chaotic. That's even more chaotic than the actual F1 races, and that is saying something. But 5 safety cars, B-Tom winning, Speed Queen coming home in a P3, and Moores for his second race back on the podium.
Wow, crazy race, absolutely crazy race. That was just insane. Jim from 18th to 4th, Kendricks from 16th to 5th. What has even just happened there in Mexico, here in Group 1? What a weird race.
That was such a weird race, but such a good race. And I want to say, Jim coming home in P4 from 18th position.
Yes, very, very good result for Jim in that McLaren. And Kendrick's P5, of course. Kevin Cal gets some good points. Williams, double points for them. Aston Martin with more games. And, of course, B-Tom and Speed Queen up there as well. Oh, my goodness. I don't even know what to say. Crazy race. A lot of incidents, I'd say. But that's down to just the Mexican Grand Prix. You know, there's a lot of incidents on this track on this particular game. I think a lot of people will be looking to kind of go like, what's just happened in that race? But yeah, many incidents, definitely many incidents in that one. I definitely think that's the stewards will definitely have to look into that. That's how it goes, though. We move on to the next one, of course. Wow. Crazy race. Crazy race.
Just a little bit, and that was... Wow, that was some race, I will say, but well done to the people who did stand. And yeah, well done to B-Tom, well done to Moores on second place, and Speed Queen staying up in a podium position once again, just surprisingly, to be honest.
Yeah, crazy to think just kind of what has just unfolded in that race. Weird one, I gotta say, with all the safety cars that came out. A lot of glitches in that area of the race. But in terms of the racing, there was some incidents. I do have to say there was a few incidents. A lot of people having damage, it seems. A lot of spins and all that sort of thing. So that, of course, is unfortunate, but sometimes this is how it goes in racing. We have to move on from that. They'll move on to the next one. But at the same time, there's some great racing as well. We had some awesome battles between people, a lot of action, a lot of respectful racing. I mean, I look at Kendricks's switchback maneuver, I guess you could say, on 2 drivers there. That was pretty amazing from him. And some other drivers as well did some awesome overtakes, especially in the S's, which I did not think was going to be happening today. So kind of interesting that happened, I guess you could say. But oh my goodness, I'm out of breath. That was a crazy race. So James, do you have any final thoughts before we kind of end off this one? I don't think there's much more to really discuss.
I don't think there is, other than Group 2 being tomorrow and Group 3, so that should be very fun. And yeah.
Yeah, weird one. Definitely a race to think about in terms of like what happened. We'll have to review everything, of course. But yeah, that's that. I think that pretty much concludes things. James, I want to say thank you so much for commentating with me. As always, it was a pleasure to have some fun, have some laughs, all that sort of thing here in the party chat for another interesting and great Group 1 race.
Yeah, it will be very interesting for the next weekend, I will say.
and also for tomorrow in Group 2 and Group 3. And that brings us to the great point of, if you did enjoy Group 1, make sure to check out Group 2 and Group 3 tomorrow. We will have live streams for both. Wish myself and James luck. I just hope that we don't or I just hope that we do survive. That's the hope, I guess you could say.
Drive to survive.
Drive to
2.0.
survive. Yes, Drive to Survive. This is literally Drive to Survive here in Group 1, and then hopefully we don't get a huge craziness in Group 2 and 3. But we will see, of course, how it all turns out. Viewers, thank you so much for joining us here for the Mexican Grand Prix. Next week, we will be hosting the Japanese Grand Prix, first ever time to Japan, the Suzuka circuit, and that, of course, should be a very awesome race. Suzuka never disappoints in league racing. So that's that. Oh, it really is. It's an amazing track, ain't it? It is a great one. But yeah, that's it, guys. That was the Mexican Grand Prix at the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez circuit. Group 1 is complete for Mexico. Of course, we'll see you next week for Japan in Group 1, and tomorrow for Group 2 and Group 3 of the Mexican Grand Prix. But that's myself, Formula Jonah, league founder, and that is James, my co-commentator, or lead commentator, whatever you want to call it. We're commentating this race, and we will see you all for the next one. Have a great one, and yep, peace out.